Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Leos here in early July? We're getting very close to Leo season. Beautiful time of year, if I do say so myself. But let's get it going. What energies, messages, insights do we have for my friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the beautiful Leo collective. Please and thank you. Let's get this card going. Talk to me. What? All right, quick, nice and fast. All right, cool. You guys might be having a lot of really good ideas. This is a very expressive type of energy, an extremely good, abundant type of card as well. Even though the imagery is a little bit funky, and we'll go through it a little more, there's a big energy around knowledge and learning as well. So I like this. It does feel good. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. So if you look at the image here, we have this beautiful lady. She's wearing a mask, and notice she has a tree growing out of the top of her head, and this tree is bearing fruit. There's books, there's notebooks, so there's links to communication, of course, but a big thing is like knowledge and how your brain is working. So when I see this, it's like, all right, you might be having really great ideas or seeing things in an interesting way. For a lot of Leos in this time, you might have eureka moments. So if you're going through issues or problems, you might find new and creative ways to get through them. Your creativity in general is highly favored when this is here. So whether it's expressing yourself through music or some sort of form of art or just letting some sort of energy out, this is a really, really good energy. And I like it, especially if you have like some sort of lightning strike idea type of moment. This is really good. Now, the one thing I will say about this is with all this mental energy, similar to like water sign energy that I see from time to time, you might be stuck in the head a little bit. You might be daydreaming a little more than you normally do. You might have a lot going on the mind, but it doesn't always necessarily have to be a rough thing. So we're going to put her down right there. She could keep contemplating. And yeah, let's get into tarot now. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get your 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here one time for my lovely Leos. What's happening for my good friends? And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was titled An Important Talk. There was a huge emphasis on communication last week. Okay, so whether it was coming from someone else's energy or yours, there could have been conversations of importance that were going on, or still might need to, because energy, it could bleed over for a couple weeks. So something to keep in mind. Now, I want to see what we have this week, though, so let's get it going here. And as you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because it could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my lovely Leos, please. What energy do we have? And yeah, like week to week, it's been a little up and down. Like it's like one week we get one really good reading, then we get a little rough. Okay, so as I'm speaking about a lot of this mental energy, we do have a card that is very similar. Watch Your Sleep. We have this 9 of Swords, and we'll talk about that more in depth. Okay, the 9 of Swords could be a little stress-induced type of energy. So let's get that right there next to the Amethyst. It could chill out. Let's get a couple more, right? Because it doesn't make the whole reading. Okay, we have the Magician. This could be something changing for sure, depending on what the next card out is. But I like this Magician in this position. Let's get one more. What do we have for the beautiful Leos? Taking control of something. A lot of you could be doing that. Let's get one more. Thank you. Okay, 8 of Swords. Someone's stressed out in a very big way. And again, this doesn't just have to be you. It doesn't just have to be your energy. But with the way I'm seeing this, way I'm feeling this, like these 2 cards, let's just go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, I know I was already speaking about that tree with the fruit. If you look here, I'm seeing double air. Now in tarot, air represents the realm of communication like we saw last week, but also the mind, the thought process. And we have 2 of them that are very wound tight. So we're going to want to dig into those further. A good thing about both of these energies is that they can pass rather quickly. They can move through pretty quick. So we'll see. We have this magician trying to keep things under control from the center. So we have an intriguing mixture of stuff, whether it's separate situations or just all one thing. But let's start and go through bit by bit. Position number 1, we have the 9 of Swords. Now, I always say about this card, you don't have to be an expert in tarot to understand what it means. We see this individual, they're laying in, or they're sitting up in bed with the hands in the face. They're obviously stressed out about something. I always say that it's extra important for you to get proper rest, relaxation in this time. Hopefully you're not having sleep issues or insomnia. Some of you might be having very vivid, funky types of dreams when this card is in the mix. I also say it's highly paranormal. So when I see the 9 of Swords, I think of somebody that they're picking up on very subtle energies. So your connection to energies itself might be much more sensitive, especially if you're an empathic type of individual. So that's something to watch out for. Again, stressed, anxious, nervous, you know the deal when this card shows up. But a good aspect of it is that it moves quickly. This is an energy that as fast as it comes, that's as fast as it goes. So we'll want to see what's up with that. I would say at minimum, this is either a situation someone is very concerned about or just something that's kind of like on someone's mind nonstop. So there is somebody that's like highly focused on a situation or something in general. It's like nonstop. Moving to the center, and I could say there might be someone you're connected to where like it might be a little bit of a mess, like in the mind a little bit. We'll see what the clarifiers say, but we do have the Magician right here in the center. Beautiful card of spirituality. Now, I do want to mention the 9 of Swords and the Magician himself. They are both cards that connect to spirituality. Remember the energetic sensitivity that I was seeing in the front, we're still seeing it here throughout. So I feel like the Leo collective in particular, the intense energies that are going on in the world today might be felt a little more by you than it normally is. Now, the Magician is a card of manifesting. It's a card of creation. It's a card of change, someone enforcing change. And when we see it right here in the center, it does tell me that whatever situations you might be going through, like, oh, you got it. You got it. Even though it might be a little bit stressful, you're cool. You have it under control. Or a spirit might be wanting you to step in and control the outcome of something. That's a big thing with this. But I always say when the Magician is here, just know, whether it's you wanting to dive into spirituality or you just having that energetic sensitivity, your powers of manifesting and creating are extra heightened in this time when this card is here. So we'll see what's up when we clarify it. And again, it could just be somebody keeping a situation under control. So if there are things popping up that are a little stress inducing, I feel like you got it, like you're good. Either way. Now on to the back end, we have the 8 of Swords, lots of similarities to the 9 of Swords that we saw right there in the front. And you see this individual, they're blindfolded, they're surrounded by the swords. And I always say this could be on a spectrum. It doesn't always have to be something major. Some of you might just have a little bit of cabin fever. Maybe there's something about your schedule that you need to switch up. Maybe you need a vacation when this card is in the mix. That's very possible. But this card is like someone who's imprisoned in one way or another, especially in the mind. So you see with what we have here in the front, now we have it here in the back. There's a lot of stress and nervous type of energy. So for some of you, you might need to really get your energy out in one way or another when all this is showing up. In whatever way, whether it's physical activity, whether it's through creative means. Like that's a big vibe I'm picking up here. Now, the good thing about this 8 of Swords, again, is that it can bring a feeling of being liberated. So there could be a situation or something that's been plaguing you for a while, and when we have the 8 of Swords, it's like, all right, you're almost there. You're almost there, and it's like, I feel free in one way or another. So I want to dive deeper on all this. As you can see, it's highly cerebral. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my Leo friends, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 9 of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay. 9 of Swords. Why is it here? Talk to me about that. Thank you. Yeah, very conflicted. Okay, so we are getting a little bit of an explosive, volatile type of energy right here in the front end. As you can see, the 5 of Wands is here, and I would say that both of these cards, out of most of the cards in this deck, are the ones that are the easiest to read because it tells it all there, black and white, clear as crystal type of energy. The Five of Wands, you see the people, they're beating the crap out of each other with sticks. They're going to war, they're going to battle. Okay, and when I see it under a card with the stress, hopefully this isn't somebody else's mess affecting you, or like people around you having a big problem, and like the overspill of energy could really be bugging you. For some of you, that could be the case. For another portion of you, it could be like being a problem solver for other people is getting very tiring for you. Okay, I'm not always going to say all this is yours. For some of you, if you're like always solving people's problems, or they're always coming to you, that could be taking an effect or a toll on a big portion of you. But again, with the air, with the fire, when you mix it, it's kaboom. So again, the stress, the nervousness, someone is like highly in their head. And again, the fact that it's showing up right here on the back end, like it's a little messy. It's like a bit of a mess. So there could be someone where they're like their mind state, or where they are, or how they're thinking, how they're feeling, could be very erratic. It could be very much all over the place. So just keep that in mind. For another portion of you, there might be a situation where you have conflicted thoughts and feelings about it, where it's like one day it doesn't bother me, and the next it's devastating. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So it's pretty erratic here in the front end. We might be seeing a warning or two. Let's keep moving over though. We're not going to linger there too long. Because remember, this could be the past as well. It all really depends. But if that does sound like a situation you've already been through, just know it could make a reemergence in this time. Let's see what that magician has to say. Why is the magician here? Thank you. Six of Cups in reverse. Okay. For some of you, you just need to realize and know that, I mean, you can't change the past. There might even be a conversation or talk where someone literally says, like, oh, if I could go back and change this, I would. I don't know why this message is coming through. Another thing, like with what I'm seeing here, there could be someone that's dealing with a bit of regret, okay, where someone wishes they could go back and rewrite the script or rewrite how something went down. So there could absolutely be somebody who's in some sort of deep regret. I don't want to say denial, but the Six of Cups to me is a card of history. It's a card of things that have already happened. I even said with this could be something that's already happened. And yeah, it could be soul ties, soul connections too, people that we're very close to. When it's in reverse though, it's not the best. So whether this is someone that is having regret or wishing they could change something that's already happened, that's just the big vibe I'm picking up here. I think it's very simple. But again, unfortunately, on this planet, in this existence, we can't do that, right? Like when something happens, it happens. Or when something goes down a certain way, that's how it is. So I don't feel like we need to overcomplicate this too much, but yeah, this could be somebody regretting something in a big way. Let's keep moving over to the Eight of Swords. Yeah, this is a bit of some rough energies happening here this week, Leo. So if that's not you, if everything's cool with you and you're relaxed and nice and everything's going fine, there might be someone very near and dear to your heart that's really going through a difficult one. Okay, so let's see what's up with that Eight of Swords. See what that Eight of Swords is, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is that Eight of Swords here? Thank you. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so now I'm getting some of this energy alleviating itself, where there's like the pressure valve release, which is really nice. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the card of golden opportunities, another card of conversation. So for a portion of you, yeah, there could be someone reaching out to you in this time, especially if they're feeling any of the things I saw here. I think just like last week, an important talk was the name of the reading. I feel like communication is the key here. Okay, for whatever this issue is, like whether it's someone just like being straightforward and honest about it, or whether it's just cathartic to release this energy in one form or another. Because I do feel with the way the energy is built up, just talking about it, so there might be someone you're connected to where they might need assistance in that realm, right? And no judgment here, but they might need to talk to somebody, and it might need to be a professional. If that's not the case, when I see the Eight of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles, there could be somebody reaching out to you. For sure, maybe there, and I saw it in the beginning as well, like where there might be people wanting your help to solve things, or like, can you help me with this? And that might be a lot of energy and taking a big toll on you. So keep that in mind. But somebody needs to release the pressure, and I do think someone will with what I'm seeing here, because all aces, aside from the offers and opportunities, they're about communication in a very big way. So it's like we have this build up, build up, build up, and then boom, this helps release the energy in one form or another. Let's go through and do a quick recap, because again, there's a lot of energies here. It's a little messy as well. This could just be someone wanting to talk to you, but you might be dealing with somebody that's really going through a difficult time, or you might be, depending, right? But if you kindly look in the box before we get into the shadow card, the mind is going. It's even making me feel a little erratic just tapping into it. But position number one, we have the Nine of Swords with the Five of Wands, that fire-air combination going on here. And I did say there might be someone around you, they might be feeling conflicted about something, or they're stressed, anxious, nervous, of two minds. And I just feel like it's extremely erratic here. No judgment, of course, but I'm just, the way I'm reading and feeling the energy, this person is amped up in their mind about something. Or again, you might just feel like you're overly stressed. You might need a vacation here, my friends, for real, especially if you're the one that's always helping other people out. Because I did say that in the very beginning, this could be you in the center, and there's like all this stuff happening, and people want you to help solve issues and problems, and that could be draining. Moving to the center, we have the Magician with the Six of Cups in reverse. You might need to tell somebody like, hey, you can't turn back the hands of time, or someone could literally say like, I wish I could go back and change something, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that, right? I'm getting the vibe of someone feeling like they're regretting something in the center. On to the back end, I mean, I would watch about getting involved in these energies if you're not already. So keep that in mind. That's another vibe. Like if you've been involved in stuff like this, Spirit might be telling you like, hey, don't get too involved in this, Leo. On the back end, we have the Eight of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles, this release of energy. So whether this is somebody that needs to talk to somebody qualified to hear them out, whether this is somebody wanting to hit you up or approach you, that's absolutely possible. But I do see the release valve for all these rough and tough energies is talking it out in one way or another. So just like last week, a little disjointed, a little messy in the energy this week, Leo. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, though. Let's get a good shuffle here and see what's in the shadows for my lovely Leo friends and guides and spirit team. What's happening? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. All right, let's get you one. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, shadow card time. What's in the shadows for Leo? What is in the shadow? Quick, super quick. Queen of Pentacles. All right, so there could be something financial, or it could be business related for a portion of you. If that's not the case, the Queen of Pentacles could just represent the realm of abundance and work and business and how you earn a living, things like that. Now, generally, this is a very good, solid, stable type of energy and card. So for a portion of you, like maybe there's more stability in a situation than you really perceive. Maybe you're better off than you think you are in some form or fashion. And depending on what you're going through, that might be a tough thing to hear. But I say the rough side of the Queen of Pentacles, if it's not work issues, if it's not money issues, she does represent somebody that might be feeling a little stuck. So in this time, especially with the things that I've been seeing this week, you might be feeling a little claustrophobic or a little stuck in regards to something. So be aware of those energies. But the earth can be very abundant and prosperous. So like you might be in better shape than you think when this card's here. So Leo, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.